everyone, welcome. Thanks so much for stopping in. I'm Raina, and in today's Boxes and Deals, I'm going to show this look that I created with Nomad Cosmetics, and that is the Orient Express palette. And this is the packaging, the outer packaging. And they did this one, I think early last year, early 2020. And I absolutely love the color story, and I absolutely love the palette. Look at this. It's this velvet, and it looks like I already am getting eyeshadow on it, which I don't want to do, but it is absolutely gorgeous. This is my favorite of all their packaging so far. Absolutely gorgeous. And wait till you see the color story. And the theme is just so fun, and they have several destinations. Of course, it has the mirror there. But these are star destinations along the route for the Orient Express. And I just love the theming, the roaring 20s, and I absolutely love that era anyway. And I love history. So this palette really spoke to me, and then just the color story is absolutely amazing and beautiful. So what I'm going to do today, or what I did, and then I'm going to show you here, is I went ahead and did a palette bingo. And so I created this look with the colors that I rolled the dice, and I chose 6 shades by the roll of the dice and came up with this look. And so I'm going to go ahead and show that to you. And I'm going to go ahead and swatch the whole palette so you can see all the colors. So just like with the palette bingo, I'm going to go across from the top and down. The first shade is called Bon Voyage, and these are so buttery and creamy and amazing. I have no primer or anything on my arm, so I'll swatch each one twice. So that's Bon Voyage. Let me smooth it out a little bit. And I love that their colors are so buildable. I mean, one touch and you get plenty of pigment, but you can build it up even more. And I don't know if I've ever had any of the Nomad Cosmetics, any of their palettes or singles or anything have any fallout. I haven't noticed any fallout. As you see in the when I did the palette bingo, I kind of went past here and just had to wipe it, but that wasn't fallout. It was just from my brush going past that area, but there was no fallout. So with this palette, I'm able to apply my makeup and then do the eyeshadow, no problem. All right, so that one is Bon Voyage. The next one is one of the location ones, and it looks like all the location ones are toppers from what I'm seeing. I hadn't realized that. So this one is kind of a duochrome topper. Gorgeous. And it is called Paris. It has some pink and blue shifts, purple. Beautiful. That would be gorgeous on top of that blue. The next shade is called Bar 3674, and it has a martini glass. There's a few of them that have that. Beautiful. These two I didn't even do twice. As you can see, I don't even need to. Ooh, it looks like there's even some green shift on this one, or teal or something. Beautiful. The next one, and so that was Paris. I don't know if I showed it to you up close. Yeah, it does have some teal shift. That is pretty. The next one is called White Glove, and it is just a matte white. Ooh, it looks satin. Wow, that's amazing for white. So that's one swipe. And it is kind of a satiny texture. Beautiful. I don't think I've ever tried just a plain white eyeshadow. I've never had one that pigmented either. That's amazing. The next one is called Grand Sweet. It's kind of a deep emerald or forest green with a saxophone, and it is a shimmer. Kind of a satiny shimmer, I guess. Beautiful. This, I'll do that one twice. That is gorgeous. Okay, the next one is another destination, and this one is Istanbul. Whoa. And it is kind of a duochrome. That's this one right here. Then we're going to do the next row. And this is actually the first location on the route, and this is London. So it goes London, Paris, Simplon Pass, Venice, Arlberg Pass, and Istanbul. So those are the destination ones. Anyway, okay, so back to London. Beautiful. Another duochrome. Some pinks, some blues. Oh, wow. And that one is more sheer. That is definitely a topper. This one too, but it has a little more pigment to it. So far the toppers are Paris, Istanbul, London. So yeah, they seem to be topper shades for those destinations. Next we have a matte beige, ivory beige, Guilty 12. Amazing. Like, it's my skin tone, so you might not be able to see it, but it is definitely pigmented. Nevertheless, you can tell. It would be a good base shade. But it matches my skin almost exactly. All right, then we're to the Simplon, and I don't know if I can pronounce that right, Simplon Pass, and it is more sheer, I already found out. But it's kind of a duochrome royal blue to deep blue to purple. Beautiful. It is pigmented though, but when you do that, so that's the one I have on my lower eyelid. Istanbul is the one I have in the inner corner. I'm going to do the second swatch of that one. Beautiful. All right, then we have Roaring 20s. So fun. And it has a saxophone on it. Look at that red. That's with one swipe. And that's what I have on the outer half of my lid. And I blended it out even. It's that pigmented. That is a gorgeous red. You don't find that too often. All right, so I'm gonna wipe that so that I can do the rest. Right. One more good look there. What's your favorite color out of these? Now the red may stain if you don't wear an eye primer. It didn't on my arm, but I didn't have it on that long either, but it didn't stain my arm. But I would just recommend having an eye primer so it will lessen the chance of it staining. The next one is called Arlberg Pass. That's another one that's on the destinations, and I actually used that as a highlighter, and I was surprised at some of the pinks that were showing through. It's a champagne, but it does have some pink shift to it, surprisingly, and gorgeous. Next is Baby Grand. I like the little perfume bottle. So it's a soft kind of a pinky beige. This one was more of a nude beige. This is a little pinkier. That one does show up a little more than the other one did. Kind of a blush toned color. Next we have a coffee color. It's called L'Oriental. Just a kind of a coffee brown. Well, one swipe. You can see it's very blendable. And then next we have a mustard yellow called Golden Age, and that's what I used on the base of the inner lid. Very yellow. Shows up on my arm better than it did on my eye, but it did a pretty good job. All right, then we have a matte green. It's similar to this one, but in matte, so kind of a matte emerald, kind of a grungy emerald, I guess, more like a khaki, not khaki green. It's not an olive green. It's not really emerald. What would you call that? Like a grass green or a Kelly? It's not Kelly green. Not quite forest green. I don't know. Color. That one was called something in French, I think. Étoile du Nord. All right, then we get our multi-chrome that is on the inner half of my lid. That is absolutely gorgeous. And that is called Venice. Look at that shift. Oh my goodness. It actually went really well with the red, I think. It's not doing that quite as well on my lid as it is on my arm. But that is beautiful. Probably if I did my whole lid in that, you might be able to see the shift a little more, but I stopped halfway. So let me see what happens. Let's bring it out a little more over the red. There, that kind of blends it out more into the red, I think. What do you think? All right. Then we have another pinky beige. It's very similar to the Baby Grand right here. Does it have a little more peach to it maybe? I don't know. It looks very similar though. That's called Côte d'Azur. But let's do it next to it and see if we can see a difference. It's a little bit silkier, I think, and a little bit lighter pink, so a little more. Actually, I wonder if by mistake I got two of the same shade. I'm gonna have to look online and see, but they look exactly the same, and even as I look at it in different lights and directions, they look the same, and they look the same right there. So I wonder if somehow by accident my palette got an extra of the same shade. Again, I'll have to look that up online and see. And then the last shade is called Nightcap. I love the mustache. And that's what I used as the base shade in the crease, which you can't see really because I covered it with most of the other shades, but it's a beautiful transition shade. It's a little bit redder in tone, I guess, than the other brown. This one's more coffee brown, this one's more chocolate brown. Absolutely beautiful. What's your favorite shade out of these ones? Gorgeous. I am in love with this palette. Also, each palette that Nomad Cosmetics puts out, each one represents their destination as well with the ingredients, which is amazing. So for this one, for the Orient Express, they included frankincense oil infused in the shades. So frankincense oil to help colors stay smooth and crease proof. Collection of 18 sumptuous and razzmatazz shades inspired by the vintage luxury of the Orient Express. And they are truly velvety and rich. So each palette has a different oil that's infused that goes along with the destination. So like the California palettes have hemp seed. The Italy palettes have olive oil infused. The Moroccan palette has argan oil, I believe. So different things like that. It's amazing. I love it, and I love all their destinations that they do and all the themes, and each one just gets better all the time. They're absolutely gorgeous. All right, so I already primed my eyes with my Gerard Cosmetics, don't blind you here, primer, and it's called the Clean Canvas in the shade Fair. And it matches perfectly, like you can't even tell it's there. And then it doesn't feel greasy, it doesn't feel cakey, it doesn't feel heavy. It feels like nothing is there. I love it, and it works really well to hold the eyeshadows. And I have a die, and it goes up to the number 20. Let's see, I'm trying to remember how many shades are actually in the palette. 18 shades. So of course, if I roll a 19 or 20, then we'll just roll again. So what I'll do is I'll roll that. We'll do 6 shades, and there's 18 here, so 6 of these 18 shades, and then I'll roll and figure out which 6 colors we're going to use, and then I'll figure out where I'm going to put each one. Sometime I should do it where I roll and apply it in the order that I roll it. So maybe I'll get adventurous with that. This time I'm not. All right, so the first shade will be, it rolled a 9. And then we're doing across and then down. So there's 3, 6, 9. Ooh, my favorite one of the whole bunch. Yay! All right, so simple and pass will be 1. Number 18. Kind of hard. I thought maybe doing this you could see it, but I'm about to drop it. It was a number 18. Which one is 18? 18 shades, and so that would be the very last one. So it would be shade Nightcap right there. That's a good transition shade. Number 10, so right after the 9. So ooh, this is gonna be red and blue. Oh boy. That one's called Roaring 20s, and it's got the saxophone. Number 16. Yeah, I wish there was a way to show you, but 16. So here's 18, so this would be 16. Ooh, it's a multi-chrome. I think the blue one might, yeah, the blue one's a duochrome. It's blue and it turns blue and purple. Let me see if you can see that. I don't know, but this one, this is number, what did I say, 16? Yeah. So golds and kind of a red. That'll be interesting. That'll go really well with this. I don't know about that. Maybe that'll be on the bottom. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. It's called Venice, and that's one of the destination ones. Are there any other multi-chrome, duochromes? Not that I could see. All right, so that's, how many do we have so far? That's 4, so we get 2 more. All right, I rolled 18 again. Number 6, because it's between the 5 and the 7. So I got that one. Number 6 is, oh wow, the gold right here. Okay, so that's still going with the color story. Istanbul, another destination. And one more. Number 14. We've got a lot of that color, and then we've got our 2 accent colors and our transition shade. So this one's a gold matte, like a mustard yellow, I guess. That one is called Golden Age. All right, so let me think how I want to do this. Definitely want to put that, okay, that one on the bottom. All right, I think I might have an idea. Let's see how it goes. So I'll probably fast forward this part so that it doesn't make the video too long, because I'll also include some swatches. So I'll fast forward this part and hope you enjoy the music selection I chose. So I wore on my lips the Gerard Cosmetics in the shade 1995. So what do you think? Not bad for surprise colors. I enjoy doing it and just getting creative that way, and just, you know, I mean, as you know, I love colors anyway, but it's just fun to whatever I come up with, and just to get to explore that way. So that is my Nomad Orient Express palette. I absolutely adore it and highly recommend it. All right, if you like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.